Okay, we're going to try this one more game. Okay. I'm back. Hey guys, it's Coach She. Listen, I'm going to start over. I apologize. Technical difficulties. It kept freezing, framing, going in and out. So I just switched devices. See? As an entrepreneur, you just kind of adapt and you overcome and you keep the train moving. So let's talk about the entrepreneur spirit very quickly. Hopefully it will encourage or inspire those of you who are aspiring entrepreneurs, those are you who are in different levels and different places as you walk your journey as an entrepreneur. I'm excited. So I was talking about the fact that the entrepreneur spirit is a gift that inspires others to become the best that they can be. And you do understand that when you make a decision to become an entrepreneur, you literally are chiming in to empower and change other people's lives, which is really excited about that. So point number one is that you have to have passion and you have to have purpose. 4 key things that I really believe every entrepreneur has is passion, positivity, leadership, and ambition. So you have to have all of those in the pot as you move forward. Hey, Lakeisha, good to see you, darling. In the pot, as you're stirring your pot and you're building yourself as an entrepreneur, you have ambition, you think bigger, you dream bigger. And understanding as an entrepreneur, there's so many people who have so much to say about you on your journey. Oh, girl, you should get a job. It would be so much easier. Oh, my God, I can't believe you want to build that. Oh, you know how it is. The naysayers, they come, they've got so much that they want to add, but yet they're not the ones who are out on the front line. They're not the ones who are taking the journey. They're not the ones who are leaping and sowing and investing and sacrificing. They're not that person. So here's what I need you to understand. You don't let anyone who doesn't think nearly as big as you or see as big as you or as wide and as vast as you do, you never let them talk you out of building your passion or your dream. Period. An entrepreneur takes calculated risks. Oh my goodness. You know, I have a tax firm and I do taxes every year. And at the bottom of a Schedule C, the first thing that it says is, is this all business is a risk? And it's a box that you check on a Schedule C that lets us know that you're filing your taxes. All business is a risk, and you have to actually check that box when you are adding your business to your taxes. That's a whole nother conversation I'll have with you guys here soon. But I will tell you that as a leader and as an entrepreneur, you're going to risk something. You're going to risk time. You're going to risk some money, right? Because everything doesn't work out perfect. Hey, Yana, everything doesn't work out perfect, right? Sometimes, you got to spend more in marketing. Yes, you're going to risk something in order to gain something. You might lose some friendships. You might lose some relationships. Family, it is what it is. It's going to happen the way it happens, but understand that taking calculated risks are required for those of you who are on the journey to be an entrepreneur, currently an entrepreneur wondering what in the heck, oh my God, my business is surviving COVID. You took a risk. Some people took a risk to keep their doors open in spite of what was happening. And some people thought, you know what, I'm going to pivot my business. I'm going to shift. I've seen it. And I understand sometimes you've got to adjust, but you have the ability to say, listen, YOLO, you only live once. Take that with your spirit. YOLO, you only live once. And what's the worst that can happen? Well, think about this. What if you don't do it? What if you don't pursue your dream? What if you don't go after your purpose? What's the worst thing that can happen, right? The key is there are a lot of people that are buried 6 feet deep because they wanted and they had, but they never executed upon it. So a lot of great visionaries buried 6 feet under, right? Who never took that risk, who never took that leap of faith to go out there and do what they want to do. Understand as an entrepreneur, you are always learning and always growing, right? I'm always reading. I'm reading all kinds of stuff. Like this is my president. This is his autobiography. I believe that I can read and grab content from anything. Like this is another great book that I love, literally by Ishmael Bey, which is called A Long Way Home, and it tells an amazing story of resilience. Well, why is that relevant? Because these are skills and things. The more you sow into yourself, the more you become relatable and empathetic to the issues, and understand that as an entrepreneur, what we're really doing is we are professional problem solvers. We meet the needs of people who have problems that need to be solved. Right? We may be meeting the need of the economy, we may be meeting the need of our family, but ultimately we're meeting needs. We're professional problem solvers. So you're always learning and you're always growing. The next point is that you have to be highly adaptable. I'm just saying, you have to be able to face the challenges and then bounce back just as quickly, period. Understand that failure is a part of the journey. Oh God. Failure is a part of the journey. I can't tell you how many times your girl has been knocked down and got back up again. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the journey. So understand that you're going to fail, but fail your way forward. Nothing is perfect. Nothing, let the church say amen. Nothing is perfect in business, period. So understand that you got to be adaptable. Understand when challenges come. I told a woman yesterday, I had a meeting last night, and I told a woman, you cannot let your emotions get the best of you. There is no place in business for emotions. Visibly, to the public eye, to people who you are serving, it's not about what you feel, right? It is about what you feel when you're putting together your game plan, but ultimately, there's no emotions that you have to bring to the table because business is business. And so you got to learn to check some things at the door when you are doing business. Gotcha? Or when you're aspiring to do business or you're looking to build business. And these same principles are applicable for those of you who work your 9 to 5s, your 3 to 11s, your 7 to 11, whatever the case may be. There's a time and place for everything. And you've got to be able to adapt, knowing, thank you, Deatrice, knowing when to make the adjustments, hands down. You gotta understand that entrepreneurship is opportunistic, which means what? When something happens, right? We've all just witnessed a pandemic. We've all just been in the midst, hey Tia, of COVID-19. And those people who are in the Madam CJ Walker mode, like there are a lot of people, and I see the memes, who are in the Madam CJ Walker mode. They've created something, right? Like my girl's got CMOS, and she took COVID-19 as an opportunity to literally capitalize on an opportunity. There's so many problems that developed as a result of the pandemic. Some people got focused on the problems, but some saw the opportunity. And so as an entrepreneur, you've got to be open, visually being able to see, being able to hear, and then being able to execute based upon that opportunity that presents itself. So again, as you begin to dream and forecast and think about where you want to take your business, what kind of business you want to build, ask yourself, what opportunities are available? What is it that I'm passionate about doing? What do I love doing? How can I help people, right? And then resourcefulness. A successful entrepreneur ultimately becomes the master of resources, right? You know how to find it, you know where to go get it, you know who to ask for it, right? This is why I loved my career when I was in network marketing. It's because it became a who do you know type of situation. And so now I find myself in opportunities where doors are opening and that same question gets asked. Do you know anyone who does this? So while people are asking me, who do I know? I began to look at that and say, there's an opportunity there for me to capitalize. There's an opportunity there for me to build business. There's an opportunity for me to market myself as a plug, but creatively business development, right? So again, you know the technology, you know the resources, and you begin looking at that database. That's why it's so critical that you get out, that you network, that you show up for things that you normally may not go to because you just don't know who is there. When I was in direct sales, we used to say you are one person away from an explosion and one person away from your business propelling. It's the same rules when you're in traditional business, when you're in the gig economy, whether you're a small business, it's the same thing. You are literally one person away from opening a door. Like I can literally make a few phone calls and tap in to the people that I know. So if I don't have it, I know how to go get it. So understand, aspiring entrepreneurs, current entrepreneurs, how resourceful are you in your business, right? How resourceful can you be? How resourceful do you desire to be? And then you have to master that. The next piece is that it's critical. You have to always question what can be done better. If you cannot be open to criticism within yourself, see, like I'm a coach, but I have a coach. And I have mentors and people around me that I can pull on for advice. But you've got to be open to accepting some valuable feedback as a business owner, as an employee, as a person who's looking to do better. You've got to be open to being able to receive criticism openly, but then take that, make it work for you, and create it. I always tell people perspective is truly the key to wealth, because some people may see, this did not work out. I may see it didn't work out for a reason, and here's why I need to go left, right? I need to go this way because this didn't work out. Instead of, I said last night to one of my girlfriends, I said, when the door closes, please don't call a locksmith. Don't try to unlock the door. Understand that it happened for a reason. So an entrepreneur sees that the world is a cause and we are an effect. We are an effect. So understand, honey, the world is a cause, but you, the boss babe, the entrepreneur, you are the effect. An entrepreneur realizes that you have to be what you want in order to get what you want. Oh, can we sit there for a second? You have to be what you want in order to get what you want. Now, this I don't want this to go over anyone's head, but the key components to entrepreneurship: customer service. You got to be a great person who provides great customer service if you expect to receive it. You know how agitated you walk into a building or a room or an environment or a restaurant and the customer service is horrible? The waitress is slow. She has no excitement. I'm only telling you what I've experienced. I've been in places where I'll sit at a bar and the bartender, it looks like, acts like, gives you the energy like she doesn't want to be there. You've been in a restaurant where you've gone in and the person serving you does not want to be there, and you can feel every bit of that energy. Well, I'm going to tell you, as an entrepreneur, you have to give out everything that you expect to come back. If you want people to value your time, you got to value their time. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, because time management is life management. And one of the things with us as entrepreneurs, and I hate to say it sometimes within my culture and specifically, right, time management is an issue. And I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I am mastering in this season, is understanding that time management is life management. I'll talk about that in a moment. But again, you have to be, Gandhi said it, be the person that you aspire to be, hands or see in business. And if you give it out, the universe has to respond. It will come back to you, and it comes back to you in abundance. So when you're the resourceful person and people come to you, guess what? People begin to automatically think of you when they need something. And so that thing comes back full circle. Just give you an example of how you have to be that person. All right. Understand that an entrepreneur has a basic trust that all honest endeavors receive a grant of unconditional universal support. What am I saying? I am saying that work ethic, authenticity, and integrity are keys to being an entrepreneur, period. If it ain't right, don't say it. I'm sorry, if it ain't true, don't say it. If it ain't right, don't do it, right? I learned that, oh my God, over 10 years ago from Coach Lloyd Tomer with YTB. And he used to say it all the time. If it ain't true, don't say it. If it ain't right, don't do it. You do not have to hype things up to be more than what they are. You just have to put yourself out there. Because no matter what you do, what business you're in, what industry you serve, people buy you hands down. And again, I find myself going back to places where I now look for a specific person based on how that person served me, based on the energy that person gave me. And understand, these are critical pieces in your business. People are going to come back to you. They're not even worried about the price point. They're not worried about what you're offering. They're really coming back to you because of how well you treated them, the experience you created for them. So keep those things in mind. An entrepreneur rides the creative waves of the cosmos, my goodness. And sometimes they fall off, but they always get back up again. I love being an entrepreneur because it forces me that most creative energy to explode, to aspire, and to do what I love, right? And I love it because just because you're focused on one thing doesn't mean that there are different pieces of that thing, or we call them verticals, right? So you may be an entrepreneur who works in the hospitality, HR management area. You may be an HR consultant, and I'm using my example. But guess what? When opportunities present themselves, like I got a phone call on Saturday saying, hey, I've got a client who needs waitresses, bartenders, back bars, and they need another type of service. And I began to think to myself, wow, I could have been pigeonholed as an entrepreneur saying, well, I only do this, this, and this. But I'm in HR, and I market myself in HR. So the calling that I did in corporate America now comes into place, because what do HR people typically do? Well, we know how to recruit, and we know how to hire, and we know how to identify talent. So now I have my HR consulting practice for small businesses, but I can also go into a staffing mode to meet the needs of another business. So don't pigeonhole yourself. Look for the opportunities to be able to grow as they approach themselves, because they will present themselves when you present who you are to the world. And, of course, every step of the way, don't forget on the journey to take some time for you. You have to lay a foundation for effectively managing you, effectively taking care of you. So again, time management is life management. The thing that will kill your business the most is not managing the time of yourself, not managing the time of your customers, not managing the time of your consumers. Again, when people are coming in, we've got short attention spans. So if you're a traditional brick and mortar business, understand that person is usually coming in, they're looking for what they want, they're looking for an experience, but a lot of times they're factoring you in to their time, right? They're factoring the fact that I got to get to this store at this time. Do, be, and show, right? I literally love going to the nail salon. but I like to make an appointment. So if I show up at 1 o'clock, I know that at 1 o'clock, I'm going to get my nails done. If I show up at 1 o'clock, or let's say, because again, you can't show up at 1 o'clock, you got to show up at 12:45, 12:55, because 1 o'clock, you're technically late. So you should always understand that time management is everything. But if I show up at 1 o'clock or 12:55, and then my nail tech comes out and they can't do my nails for another 45 minutes, I'm out. Because again, I don't care what happened, I had appointment for 1 o'clock, and that's critical. You understand customer service, because as I run my business, if I tell a client that we've got an event, we got to be there at 4 o'clock, I'm there at 3:55, right? Even on the production of my show, again, everybody knows that we start at 8 p.m. live, but again, never be afraid to say no. Never be afraid to say I can't do it. Understand that you have to identify and evaluate how you're spending your time. My time is worth money. Your time is worth money. Your client's time is worth money. Everything based on you being an entrepreneur is about life management, which is also time management. So I just want to give you a couple of tips as you manage your life as an entrepreneur, as you manage your business, and then I'm out. So one, identify and evaluate how you're currently spending your time. I challenge you, and I used to do this with my girls in the beauty space. They know we would get a clock and we would break down, and a calendar, and we'd break down everything that we had going on. Our non-negotiables were on that calendar. So Wednesday at 5 o'clock, you got cheerleading practice. That's a non-negotiable time. You're not going to schedule anything an hour or 2 hours before, an hour or 2 hours behind, because you just don't know what will happen. That's time management, right? But the same thing with my girls when they were booking clients and they were doing their in-home demonstrations. Listen, you're going to block off, if you know you got a 3 o'clock client, you're going to block off an hour for travel, right? Because you're managing your time. You're evaluating how you spend your time. So the first thing I want to challenge you to do is get a calendar, a blank one, and I want you to write down everything that you have to do. Sunday through Saturday, period. Write it all down. Document it. Right? So now you can see what it is that I'm working with. If you drive to work, how do you pass the time in your commute? Are you making phone calls? Are you following up with people? How are you using that time? But you can see the visual picture. Otherwise, it's like running around on a circus and you have no clue. And a lot of us are letting time control us, and we are not controlling time. So I got that from Dr. C. But again, hands down, identify and evaluate how you're currently spending your time. Say no. Hear me now. Say no to non-essential tasks, prioritizing the ones of extreme value. Entrepreneurs, if it's not bringing you money, I'm sorry, I can't do it, right? If that's your goal, right? But if you're like me, I'm rebuilding, so I'm in business development stage. I have to invest time right now to get out, to make new connections, to get back on the scene. I've disappeared for about 3 years. So I got to get back out there and rebuild and do what I know. So again, but I'm okay with saying no. If it's not going to yield me a long-term result, getting me closer to my goal, it's okay to say no. So say no to non-essential tasks. Consider your goals and look at your schedule before you agree to take on more than what you can chew. Period. Look at that master schedule that you've cleared out and say, can I do this realistically? Dedicate time blocks and limit the distractions. That is the key. Right? Procrastination is the assassination of any entrepreneur's destination, hands down. But the other key is that the lack of time management, right? And not putting in boundaries, not saying, okay, my hours are from X, Y, Z to A, B, and C, and then distractions. Oh, distractions are designed to do just that. Kick you off your course. So you have to dedicate time blocks, right? And you've got to limit distractions. Never hesitate to take a break. Right? This is me. Self-care is everything on this journey. Everyone gets worn out. Everyone gets exhausted. Everyone understands that sometimes we want to do it all. Sometimes we get in survival mode, right? And so we just start, yes. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't take time for the most valuable asset, which is yourself, you'll be on the side of the road thinking, I hate being an entrepreneur and I hate the journey. Well, I'm going to tell you, so those of you who are out here who are aspiring to do great things, to take your businesses or to build a business at another level, understand that self-care is the best care. Take a walk, go to the gym, go listen to some live music. Yes, I know we're post-COVID, but okay, we're not going to keep using COVID as an excuse to take care of ourselves. As a matter of fact, if you have time in your schedule, get up a little bit early, go to bed a little bit later, maybe take some things that are not essential off your calendar. Again, remember I said say no to non-essential things, but more importantly, you have to give your time and your body a period to be able to clear out, to be able to heal, to be able to go to the next level so that you can be the best. Because I started off this whole journey today with you saying that the entrepreneurial spirit is in fact a gift that inspires others to become the best that they can be. And so with that being said, I want to thank you so much for bearing with my technical issues today, but understand that my mission is to serve, to give a voice to your dreams, to do something bigger, better, louder. And that's what She Speaks is all about. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I am so excited. You join me back here live. I'm excited to have on the She Speaks TV show, Chef Sammy Davis. Oh my God, amazing entrepreneur with a story that is powerful. 5 years ago, this gentleman, he and his significant other, Monique Sims, literally were surviving on $1,000 every 2 weeks. They were bouncing from house to house, literally repossessions, on the verge of bankruptcy. So much was happening for them to turn around within the last 4.5 years to build literally a multi-million-dollar restaurant business. And their business pivoted and survived COVID and turned around literally a hefty 7-figure profit. And again, they're still growing, still shining when the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry has taken such a hit. I love to see entrepreneurs and individuals who have an amazing story. And so tomorrow night, we'll get to share and have some fun with Chef Sammy and Monique as they tell their story about outworking everybody. Oh, did I tell you that entrepreneurship is about work ethic? Yeah, you got to be willing to outwork everybody. So join us back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. so that you can literally glean some amazing experience from those powerful people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go out and have an amazing day. Be great on purpose, and I'll see you at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Bye, everybody.